You know that story when you look at a tree and someone asks you to draw it, and you do so. And there's another person next to you who draws the same tree, but it's different. It has different elements, different structure. Yet you're both looking at exactly the same tree. Well, that's how we perceive life sometimes, and it has to do with our level of vibration, resonance, perception. It has to do with the third eye chakra. It has to do with understanding our role in this world and our connection with ourselves and the world around us. Hi, I'm Vlad from ReikiSchool.com, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about why sometimes we have the wrong perception about the world and even about ourselves and our connection to it. So, before continuing, consider giving a thumbs up, subscribing, and even sharing so that other Reiki enthusiasts can find videos such as this one. With that being said, let's move on. So sometimes it happens that we have the wrong perception about life. Not necessarily a negative one, but an unpleasant one, and we have reasons for that. Everybody knows that there are some things in this world that are not exactly pleasant. Does this mean that we are rendered to have a faulty perception, a negative perception all the time about the world? Well, not exactly, because there are people who see the world, well, perfect just the way it is. Others see it like a balance between good and evil, between darkness and light, the perfect dance between the two elements, and that's just the way things have to be. Others see it as a terrible, dreadful place, like a free prison, let's say. So who is right and who is wrong? Well, all of them are right, all of them are wrong. Because there are high vibrational elements, there are low vibrational elements in this world. And if you take a look a little bit at the Sephirotic tree and the Sephirotic tree concepts, there's the upper Sephirotic tree, there's the lower Sephirotic tree, the Kabbalah tree of life. And I'm not addressing only a certain philosophy here. There are many other philosophies or cultures that have adopted the same concept. It just came to mind because it's easier for me to represent it in my own mind as well, so I can present it to you. So the Sephirotic tree of life has the dimensions, the spiritual dimensions, and there's the one at the bottom, which is supposed to represent our physical universe. But there's also another Sephirotic tree which is lower, which represents the lower, inferior, low vibration and negative dimensions. And we are smack in the middle. We are the physical dimension that's smack in the middle. And what does that tell you? Well, that tells you that this is the place where you can become a saint or a demon. You can become a savior or a villain. You can become whatever you wish to become if you have the will and you want to gain the knowledge to do the things you want to do. Obviously, I'm encouraging you to do the right thing and to be the hero if you can. Not the hero in a true sense, but to do the right things, to help people out and help yourself first. My point is that although there are terrible things in the world, and we are all aware of them, and we have to be grounded about these kind of things, we cannot deny them. Some things happen because, well, in lack of better words, they need to happen, meaning that there are karmic debts that are being paid. There are things that are not karmic based, and they are just decisions that were made in this lifetime by certain countries and leaders and certain factions. And not everything is pleasant, it is true. But I believe that nothing happens without, well, the will of divinity. In a sense that divinity sometimes allows us to take our own decisions, to see how we function with the things we have learned, with the things we have not learned, with the things that we need to integrate, with the things that we have yet to integrate. And I believe that it depends how you see things. Obviously, when you are in that position and those negative things happen, it's not pleasant at all. Yet there are so many stories in which people have turned the negative aspects from their life into extremely positive experiences and achieved goals that were beyond their perception, even if they didn't have those challenges. So which one is it? Well, that's the thing. Maybe we should stop judging, criticizing, and we should stop misunderstanding things and look at the tree for what it is. It may be perfect for some it might be imperfect, for some might just be a tree which doesn't matter. Again, who is right? All of them and none of them. Depends how each one's perception is. A lot of things are from our point of view. And what I'm trying to get with this is that from my experience, Reiki has helped me have a clearer perception about the world. But in what sense? In what way? Before we continue, I want to drop a quick reminder for those of you drawn to Reiki symbols you haven't been attuned to. Maybe you felt curious or even connected to certain symbols, but hesitated because you thought you weren't ready or didn't have the right training. I used to think that way too. But over the years, I realized there's no such thing as perfect preparation. It's far more powerful to follow your intuition and let your curiosity lead the way. You can work with any symbol to some extent just by meditating on its shape and experimenting with it in daily life. By this, you begin to build a relationship with its energy. In fact, that's what I recommend even for the symbols you are attuned to, because true integration comes from experience, not just ceremony. That's why I created the Ultimate Reiki Symbols Guide, a practical resource with 65 Reiki symbols, their meanings, uses, and how to integrate them in your practice even without a formal attunement. This guide opens the door to deeper exploration and growth without waiting for the perfect moment. So, if you're ready to go beyond the standard 3 and start working with the symbols you truly resonate with, grab the digital copy on Reiki Scoop or the physical book on Amazon. Now, let's return to the video. First of all, it helped me have a clear perception about me. I was maybe judgmental of myself. I was not sure or secured with myself because of certain reasons, maybe because of traumas from childhood, because of family, or maybe acquaintances or people that I've met that were like pushing you down or keeping you down. But then I surfaced through all this. It's not like the worst experiences ever. I'm sure the people that are watching have had many more problems than that. I'm just saying from my experience at least how it was. And it was, looking back, it's something pretty easy to handle if especially if you give me the knowledge that I have today and the understanding and the wisdom I gained up until this moment. But at that moment in time, those things were like crazy hard. So I know each one receives in their life things that they can handle. It is said, at least. And the thing is that Reiki helped me understand me, first of all, at the inner self level, not only the soul level, but the inner self, the spirit level. And then at the soul level, and then at the mind level, understand what's my position here? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to behave? Do I need to always be in one direction, or do I need to go to the other direction? And what about being in the middle and having a balance of things? What I'm supposed to do in this world? How am I supposed to behave? And what's my role? Am I supposed to go to certain areas, or am I supposed to stay in a certain line? There are many details that I can outline here. This is not a story about me. I'm just giving myself as an example. I don't want to get into details. The point is that it helped me understand my role in this world, helped me understand my connection with me and with the spiritual realm and with the other elements outside of my spectrum, which are the outside world, the people in it, the energies in it, the entities in it, the good entities, the not so good entities, the creation itself by divinity, to understand the frequencies that we exchange, to understand the resonance that we have, to understand the energies, the fluctuations of energies and information that are between people, humans. Obviously, you can't be 24 hours in this understanding. Like, sometimes you go out of it, obviously, but when you take a step back and you take a look, you understand that this is a connection, both physical and energetic, and actually even spiritual. I'm just going to include now, when I say spiritual or energetic, I'm going to include both of them. So it's a mental and emotional connection. It's actually a physical one as well, but it's also a spiritual and energetic one. So like 3 ways. So what Reiki has to do with all of that? Well, again, Reiki has helped me have a clearer perception and understanding my role and the connection I have with this world. And what I mean by that is, what's my responsibility and my personal mission towards divinity, towards myself? What do I want to do that makes me feel valuable in a sense of, not in a sense of being, how should I say this, validated, but in a sense of being fulfilled. Two very different aspects. So what helps me be and feel fulfilled? Well, doing this, doing that, practicing Reiki, helping others, offering teachings from what I've learned, understanding them from my spectrum or my perspective, filtering what's not needed and using and showing to others, presenting what's needed. So the thing is that Reiki can help in clearing out the path to understanding your role in life and the connection with the outside world. So if you're struggling with this kind of perception, and if the tree you are drawing is pretty bent or pretty dry, take a look and know that take a look again and know that the trees can regenerate, and you can do as well. Now, it depends also on your level of perception, vibration, and hopefully not to have too much sabotage or self-sabotage in your life. Even then, Reiki can help with that, because you have the flow of universal energy, which dissolves negative patterns, aspects, and allows life to the light allows blockages to be removed from your life. One thing that helped me from Reiki was tackling with the third eye chakra. And I do mean not opening the third eye. I have a video about the third eye and third eye chakra. It's not about that. It's about cleansing, as a back projection as well, cleansing the third eye chakra. Why the third eye chakra? Well, obviously, that's not the only. You should address all the chakras: crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, and root, because all of them, they are the interface alongside your inner self, your soul, your mind. All of those things are in the energy field to generate. These are the interfaces with the outside physical world and the spiritual world. So my point is that you should tackle all of them, but the third eye chakra is the one responsible with perception of yourself and your role in this world, and its perception of the world. It's the place for wisdom, for thirst of knowledge. And knowledge, when I say knowledge, the knowledge that's useful for you, because there are hundreds of thousands of books out there. Not all of them are useful for you. Some of them are useful for others, but some of them are specifically useful for you. And you might find the books or the knowledge or the articles or the people that are useful for you, or the people that explain things that are useful for you. So tackling with the third eye chakra is one of the essential elements for having a healthy perception and understanding of your role in this world, and understanding the world, that tree. You're going to see that tree, maybe with its flaws as well, but you're definitely going to see its benefits. You're definitely going to see what it can offer. It can offer shade. Maybe you know that it can regenerate. Maybe you need to help that tree in some way. Maybe you need to help it with water. Maybe you need to plant its seeds somewhere. So you're going to see the positive and beneficial aspects, because there are, believe me. So the point is to have a better perception of life, generally speaking, and to have a better perception of yourself connecting to this world. So that's the point I wanted to make, that it matters how you see yourself, how your vibration, your resonance, because your vibration, I want to mention also the idea of resonance. Your resonance is the accumulation of the way you perceive the world, and your vibration, your current vibration, overall vibration. And the more you change this vibration, you raise it, the more you practice Reiki, the more you meditate, the more you practice different spiritual practices, the more you're going to raise the vibration, the more you're going to remove blockages, the more you're going to take away that gunk and that garbage from your emotional side and from your mind, and you're going to leave space, you're going to have space for the universal life force energy and the love and divinity. And that's when you're going to see and you're going to understand, oh, there's a whole lot more going on. And believe me, there is. Or don't take my word for it and just try it. You can be 50-50. But have a bit of openness and try things out. So that's one thing that connects to the third eye chakra, your perception to the world. So this was both an idea, an urge to, or a recommendation to help you tackle the third eye chakra, but especially for you to engage with a different perception of the world and about you and your connection with the world, to be more precise. consider giving a thumbs up, share, and subscribe so that other Reiki enthusiasts can find videos such as this one. So thank you for being here and staying until the end. Thank you, really. Blessings, and I'll see you in the next video. Before you go, there's one last thing I want to share to support your Reiki journey. If you feel alone in your practice, like no one understands this part of your life, this message is for you. Maybe you're the only one in your circle who practices Reiki. Maybe you miss the feeling of sharing energy experiences and growth with like-minded people. And without this connection, it's easy to feel isolated, lose motivation, and let the practice fade into the background of your life. That's why I created the 21 Reiki Challenge, a free program where we get to practice Reiki together for 21 days. You'll receive a lesson every day where you can follow along a complete self-treatment, ask questions, and rebuild your habits through guided support. Over 2,000 Reiki enthusiasts took on the challenge and reconnected both with universal life force energy and themselves. If you're tired of walking this path alone, click the link in the description below, sign up, and let's practice Reiki together. Join the 21 Reiki Challenge to foster spiritual growth alongside like-minded people just like you.